Good morning, good afternoon, boomers. It's the voice of the blockchain Satoshi's big cousin, cryptography's finest, Champagne Crypto. Thank you for tuning in. Finally, some crypto gains on the board. We got Thor, Sand, Avax, and more making weekly gains. Steady this week, looking good, looking good. I wouldn't get too excited though, but it's looking good. Let me drop a bomb on him. Shout out to all the meta maniacs tapped into the box. It's the champ, your favorite live streamer. Finally, some crypto gains on the scoreboard over here on the weekly, on the daily. We see some greenery in the scenery. Finally, guys. It's about time. Now, this is just a relief rally, in my opinion. We're going to see a little bit of movements and then maybe a sell-off. Hopefully not. Hopefully we're ready to go. Hopefully we're ready to trend change today. I just don't think that's the case, but I'll receive the gains that we see this week with several tokens. There's some promising movements over here, including what I wrote here in the title, Thor, Sand, Avax, and some other tokens that we'll be reviewing as well. Shout out to all the meta maniacs over there in the chat box. Make sure that you tap in to all the links that I have down below in the description. Linktree. Champagne gains. Kaboom! And welcome to all the new subs. The young cadets that are entering the blockchain battlefield boot camp early during the baby bear market. There's a lot of baby bear cubs out there. Welcome. Welcome to the cubbies. Welcome to the young cubbies. Let's check out today's math over there on CoinGecko. Make sure you check out all the shorts that I'm putting up. Make sure you tap into the links. Indeed. Make sure you drop a comment here in the chat. I'll be checking in just a moment. Make sure you check out the top alternatives to ETH. Make sure you're checking out alternatives to ETH. In fact, I think ETH may pull up on BTC here in the midterm. I think Ethereum might pull up on BTC here in the midterm. It's probably a deal and a steal there for Ether, honestly, at 0.0, where's it at? 0.05 ETH right now? 0.05 ETH, something like that, 0.06. You're asking me, the token's worth at least a 15th of a Bitcoin. IMO, I'm not your crypto daddy, but maybe I am your crypto godfather. In fact, I'm your unofficial crypto godfather over here, Champagne. Let's look at the math over there on CoinGecko. Let me shout out the chat box right quick. CRX Crypto, what up? I see you. Boom. See who the winners are this week. The big winners this week over here on the Gecko. EVMOS. It's another alternative to Ether. Airweave. Am I sharing my screen? No. Now I am. Cosmos. You got Thorchain. Rune. I've been talking about this one. I've used it in the past. I actually pulled up a little early on the Thor. Rune. This is a DeFi exchange. Cross-chain liquidity. You can cross BTC native with ETH, native with Binance Smart Chain, native with Litecoin, native. Shout out to the native chains. Who else is winning? The Sandbox. We talked about this one yesterday. It's one of the few altcoins that's actually reading buy against USDT. Or USD or USDC against the US dollar. Now, there's a few tokens. Now, if you're comparing against Bitcoin, there's many altcoins that are in the green, right? But when you compare against the US dollar, there's still many on sell, some on neutral, but very few that I can recall offhand here. But Sandbox is actually one of them. Sandbox is looking good. Let's look at the trading view technicals here on Sandbox. Sandbox doing well. I would call it the most developed metaverse crypto right now. so many. I'm going to have to trim the fat here on my watch list. Anyhow, it's up at $1.29 right now. Was reading buy. And you can see the chart right here. You know, they pumped and dumped. A strong pump. Turn off these ads here. In November. And that's interesting to note here that somewhere around where Bitcoin hit the all-time high is when Sandbox really started hitting the all-time high as well. So not the whole market. Yeah, that's about right. Yeah, I was thinking it would happen right after, but no, it's about right. So, you know, everything follows BTC, so it's not interesting to note. I thought it was after. But, yeah, all-time highs, you know, over $7. Right now you're at $1.29 there on Sandbox. I've also expressed my intent to pick up some land over there in the box. This one, it's a good video. Top metaverse coins. Sandbox is definitely one of them, and then you got the ape as well. But this one's reading buy, okay? As compared to other tokens that are not as hot right now. This one's warming up. I don't know if they've made any new announcements or anything like that, but I'm gonna have to look into that. BAT token. This one has utility as well. BAT token's up 18% this week alone. BAT token at 45 cents. You can earn BAT token just by clicking around on some ads in the BAT browser. Now, I was using the BAT browser for some time. They had the referral links, the affiliate links, and they were all right for some time. They did have a hiccup at one moment where the MetaMask extension wasn't working. Okay, so it took like a whole weekend for them to fix the bug on the extension within Brave. And in the meantime and in between time, I just started using Chrome again because, you know, sometimes with the ad blockers, you know, it slowed things down. But I do like BAT, and it's one way of earning crypto. Just use the BAT extension or the browser. Excuse me. It serves you ads. If you click on the ads, you earn BAT tokens. You can also elect to have those BAT tokens convert into whatever token you want, BTC, ETH, etc. That's BAT Synthetics Networks. You got Avax as well. It's up at 15%. Solana, Polygon, Uniswap. Now, I talked about best alternatives to Ethereum, and I'm seeing a few of them here on the boards. Avax, Solana, Polygon. Those are three that are on the top five, including amongst Binance and Cardano as well. I talked about this in the short I just put up literally before the live stream. And we'll run the shorts back. That's what we've been doing in the lives. Anyhow, it's interesting to see. And like as I said, Ether, guys, I see more utility with ETH than I do with Bitcoin. Now, is it as sound? Is it as decentralized? Is the liquidity as deep? You know, those things that are arguable. But Ether does more things. And arguably, it has a higher market cap when you include all the ERC20 tokens that are under the Ethereum umbrella. So, as I said before, you know, I'm a Bitcoin maximalist, but now I'm actually getting more. I'm buying into ETH more than I'm buying into BTC. About a 60-40 split in favor of ETH because I do think it's undervalued when you compare it to Bitcoin. And I think we've established here that Ethereum is here to stay. Now, is there going to be faster, technology in ETH? Is you know, there's a lot of alternatives to ETH, and that's why I put the videos out with my opinions. But I think ETH is the Apple, right? You know, you got Apple leading the charge. Everybody wants to copy Apple. Now, the first Apple iPhone didn't copy and paste, and it didn't do all the tricks and have all the bells and whistles that maybe its competitor, the Android and the Samsung, had. But at the end of the day, all these other brands are trying to mimic what Apple, and in this case Ethereum, is doing with smart contracts and the dApps and all that. So Ethereum is the trailblazer. Everybody wants to copycat ETH, decentralized apps. That's what ETH, they made this up. Okay, all these, the Cardanos, or Solanas, all that, they're copycats. They want to do the same thing that ETH is doing. Arguably better, okay? Arguably better, maybe. Arguably better. But again, I don't think that ETH is going to go away anytime soon. And because of that, I'm kind of betting on ETH here. It's at 0.058. How low can it go against BTC? It's not going to really go under a fifth. I don't think so. What do you think? It's going to go to 3%? I don't know. I don't think so. So in a way, there's an argument here that ETH is a better buy than Bitcoin. There's an argument here. And then, you got that upgrade coming up, and that's just hype. That's more hype. Yeah, it's buy against BTC. It's buy against BTC. That being said, ETH might drive the DApp market, the smart contract platform market more. So if, ETH warms up, so will its competitors and, the rest of the smart contract industry. That's why I dropped those top 5 Ethereum alternatives. It's a little bit more risky. So you got your blue chips, right? You got your blue chips out here that are Ethereum and Bitcoin. They've solidified themselves as blue chips. One can argue that there's other blue chips, but you have to argue. It's not 100% agreed with everybody, but I think about 95+% of people agree Bitcoin and Ether are blue chip cryptos. Period. Now you want to put other people, other tokens on that list, it's arguable, but Bitcoin and Ether. Okay, since you got Bitcoin and Ether, now you got your currencies and your smart contract platforms. Now, the smart contract platforms, the Ethereum alternatives, boom. Your Cardanos, your Binance, your Solanas, your Polygon Matics, your Avax, your Phantoms, and more. So that's another category that's below blue chips. And then you got your exchange category. You got your centralized exchange, which I talked about these today, top 5 centralized exchange. You got your Binance as well. Your Leo, Bitfinex. Your FTT, FTX. Your KuCoins and others. And whether you like it or not, decentralized exchanges are probably going to stick around here for at least the midterm. And if crypto swings back around, they stand to benefit because there'll be volume and usually, that's what it is. Now, you got your centralized exchanges, which is kind of the opposite of what crypto's supposed to be, but they've always been around. And then, of course, you got your DeFi, your DEX, your decentralized exchanges, your Uniswaps, your Pancake swaps, your Sushi swaps, and others. And I think those stand to benefit as well if we swing back around. Kaboom. Let me check out the chat, see what's going on out here. Kaboom. July looks to be a green month. Finally, Jojo. July looks to be a green month, says Jojo. Kaboom in the chat. And I agree. I mean, finally, we have some sort of gains after nothing but blood all year, really. It seems like we've seen blood every single month since December, January. It's been a bloodbath. So finally, we see some greenery on the scenery. The top leader here, as far as the ones we've talked about, is Thorchain. EVMOS. We've covered it slightly. This is a new Ethereum alternative that recently did their drop or whatnot. Cosmos. This one is actually the one that I'm overlooking on the list. Cosmos. They have the whole ecosystem. The Cosmos ecosystem, which is I'm at a loss for the acronym IBB or IBF but I'm at a loss. I should have put Atom in the list now that I review this. But anyhow, you got a few tokens doing well all week. So it looks like it's going to be it is a green week and it's hopefully a green month. And then of course, Thor, it stands right in the middle, going back to, the DeFi exchanges. It's the most DEX is when you come to think about it, because it extends into other blockchains. When you have Uniswap, it's just Ethereum. And yeah, they have deep liquidity. They probably have more liquidity than Thor, but Thor is the first of its kind that I would, or definitely the leader. I don't know if it's the first, but as far as a DEX, cross-chain liquidity DEX, it's definitely the leader. And then of course Sandbox. The metaverse, is it going to stay? I think it will to a certain extent. Will it be as big as predicted? I don't know, but there's got to be somebody that wins in the metaverse game or industry, or however you want to coin the term. But Sandbox is up there. And then, of course, we talked about Bat. Shout out to JoJo Crypto, the rest of the boomers in the chat. Make sure you tap in. Guys, comment, like, share. Right now is the time to do extra and do more work when the market is down. Everything is down right now. So what separates the men from the mice, the pits from the poodles, are those that put the work in, those that show up, those that stay consistent. It's the number one thing you could do to grow is stay consistent, whether it's growing physically, spiritually, financially. Just stay consistent. Stay consistent. So if you're starting a new channel or whatnot, if you're in the social media networks, this could be a time for you just to be consistent. Keep posting vids, see what works, and stay consistent to that. You know what I mean? It's time to put in that work, guys. Indeed. Shout out to JoJo, CRX, and the rest of the boomers. I'll keep this brief, and I'll catch you guys tomorrow on the live stream. Make sure you tap into all the links. Before we sign off, let me play back the shorts, because I've been doing that. Why not? They're only like 15 seconds. Let me play them back. They're like our own little commercials. We play back our content out here. And let me know what you think about doing the live streams a little later during the day. You know, usually I bust out the live stream first thing in the morning, but it's becoming more apparent to me, and I've said this on prior lives, that the algorithms are not favoring long form content. They're favoring shorter form content. And so I'm going to focus more on that. But as I've said before, you know, the live streams are a bit of a therapy for the champ that I've been doing for years now. So I'm not gonna quit just because the algorithm is not my friend. You know, we've been shadow banned so it's not only the algo not favoring long form content, it's also the algorithm not favoring the champ for, you know, a bunch of reasons. But anyhow, let's talk about these shorts. Top 5 crypto exchange tokens that will make millions after the bear market. Kaboom! Top 5 crypto exchange tokens that will make millions after the bear market. Number 5, KuCoin, KCS. Number 4, Crypto.com, CRO. Number 3, FTX, FTT. Number 2, Bitfinex, the Leo token. And number 1, shout out to CZ, Binance, BNB. Follow me for the live streams. Boom! And those are centralized tokens. I put that in the descriptions. You know, I'm sure I'm gonna get somebody like, Champ, what about Uniswap? And of course, those are DEXs. We'll talk about those in another video. Top 5 Ethereum alternatives. I want to preface this by saying I should have included Cosmos Atom token. So, you know, that's just my opinion. Kaboom! Top 5 Ethereum alternatives. Number 5, Polygon Matic. Number 4, Avalanche Avax. Number 3, Solana Sol. Number 2, Cardano ADA. And shout out to number 1, Binance BNB. Follow the champ for more live streams. Kaboom! All right, boom. All right, kaboomers. Make sure you tap in to the links below and catch me on tomorrow's live. It's the voice of the blockchain, Satoshi's big cousin, cryptography's finest, Champagne Crypto.